Hi, everyone. This is Brady at TubeSift, and today we are interviewing Kim Blanc again. I think, is this the third interview that we've done, Kim? Do you remember?
Second or third, yeah.
Yeah, second or third. And Kim's also done a few other guest posts on our blog before. He's the founder of Adsvisor, so they do YouTube ads. But Kim, could you give us just a little intro of like what Adsvisor does?
Sure. So we help coaches and consultants with their ads. So we're all coaching hands-on done with you system, where we help them to script their ads, record their ads, launch their ads, and of course scale the ads to get more lead flow and app flow from over on YouTube.
Well, yeah, a lot of stuff we've been talking about at TubeSift is, the importance of crafting a powerful message that's going to resonate with your target audience. Just because there's so many people running ads, a lot of people have access to the same targeting and stuff. So a lot of the problem that we try to help people with is, how are you going to make your offer stand out and get people to continue watching your ad, learn about it, and become familiar with your brand, and then eventually become a lead and then a buyer. But so what do you guys do at Adsvisor? What's like kind of your framework for crafting ads and your ad messaging?
Sure. So what we do is we literally like have clients compile a whole database and list of like their avatar. So who they are, what they want, their problems, pain points, desires, all this information. Then we sit down together and we have the ads. We have the ads written out in a script. Now that script, it can go a lot of ways, but all scripts contain these 5 elements, right? It's the pump, again, the pump formula, where it's the promise, a problem, urgency, mechanism, promise, and proof. Now, these 5 elements we've seen create the highest converting ads every time. So like your niche can be, weight loss, it can be business, it can be dating, it can be a mindset, right? With these 5 elements, like your ad is always going to work in for every ad and every market in a sense.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so so you compile that information about who your customer is, who your target audience is. So what are some of those, like, what's some of the info that you'd put into that, like, that would help you then come up with the beginning of an ad?
Sure. So generally we see that the beginning of the ad always works best if it's the problem or the promise. So the problem being the thing that they're trying, the thing right now that they're going through, whether it's a bad marriage, whether it's they can't scale their ads, whether it's they can't track their ads, right? Like, right, the problem or the promise of, hey, what if you could find your ideal partner without Tinder, Hinge, Match, or Match.com, right? The promise. So good intros are either a good promise or they address a very deep problem in a sense.
Okay, yeah, that totally makes sense. So you gotta, capture your audience's attention, you have to relate to them about a problem that they experience regularly in their life, whatever that is.
Very deep problem, yeah.
Yeah, deep problem. So, and then that kind of piques their interest. But then what's kind of like the second part of the ad, once you've connected with them about that problem, if you manage to keep their attention, they're watching the ad, what do you transition into next as you work towards like pitching your offer?
So let's say our intro is a problem. We then go into the mechanism. Now the mechanism is like, what's the new thing that you use to solve this problem? And mechanisms that we find will work best are always like, of course, like the ones that are honest and real. Not like not the 3-step system, like those kind of weird wordings. I would not use those wordings. I would actually like be honest with the viewer and explain like what we do different to solve like this problem. So we're here in hell, we use this bridge or this mechanism, right, to now reach heaven or like paradise and etc. So for example, let's say you want to, of course, scale your ads, right? And right now, like you're stuck over here on Facebook, right? You're stuck in the jail, right? Ads always disapproved. Ad accounts always shut down. Campaigns always tank after like a week, right? Now the mechanism that you'll use to reach heaven, right, or paradise is now either ads on YouTube, TikTok, right? Like this new thing, because new always inspires viewers to try it. If it's something old that they've done before, it's like, well, it's been around, for years. It's old. I don't care. But new things are always going to pique like their interest, right? So again, YouTube ads on TikTok, right? Those new things, right? So from problem to mechanism, then that leads into the promise of, hey, here's what you'll get if you, use like our way or our, mechanism, to in the ad. So this new thing of, hey, maybe you can have your ad scale, right? You can hit 6 figures. You can find the love of your life, right? You can lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, right? These big grand goals or desires that they have in a sense.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So then you want to, after connecting with the problem, you want to then kind of show them what the strategy is or what the process would look like in order to achieve a desired state, like a goal that doesn't have, like where that problem is solved. So you tell them.
I will say, never go in depth on the actual mechanism. Like you want to like give like the big broad overarching strategy, but never or never tool talk. Like, hey, click here, right? Type this. Like, don't like, because that's going to lose the viewer in a sense.
Yeah, you need to continue to connect with them about like the value of solving that problem. Yeah. Okay. So you don't want to go too in depth right away, but do you guys do anything with like calls to action at the end then, where you do transition towards pitching your offer or product?
Sure. So what we do is the intro is the problem, that leads into the mechanism, the promise, followed by proof that this stuff works. So here's our client Brady, here's Tyson, here's Lee, right? Like here are their results. And then of course now if you want the same results, right? Click here to either opt into our free training, case study, class, webinar, like whatever you call it, or join our live event, right? Or what else can we from here? Get our free ebook, right? Like like that thing that thing that's going to get the viewer more closer to like like their desired promise in a sense.
Okay, yeah, that's really good flow there, and it seems like most successful ads that they follow a same formula, just like
that. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's really good to break it down that way. And so if anyone is struggling to write an ad or needs help with their ads, this is a great formula to follow.
Now Brady, we thought this formula only worked for consulting and coaching. We now have clients in ecom who've kind of like followed the same formula and like define like the same levels of success, like following this exact same formula. Problem, right? Mechanism, promise, proof, call to action. Go buy now on my site, pretty much.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great to break it down, because I know a lot of people when they start out, or even if they've been trying to run ads for a while, they can kind of struggle with how to pack the information in there in such a short amount of time and keep the viewer's attention. So that's great. You guys have a framework for that. So yeah, real quick, you mentioned you started doing that with e-commerce. Like what are kind of all the niches that Adsvisor helps professionals with?
So in e-commerce or just overall?
Just overall, yeah. Like you said, you work with some other professionals. Okay.
A lot of clients. Yeah, in heavy machinery fields, tractor fields, weight loss, coaching, digital marketing, writing books, for teen writers, mindset, for retirement investing for women. Like our clients range from niche to niche, but what's really cool is the results stay the same for every client. So once you have a good ad, of course, right? Like a good ad that converts and good targeting, good funnel. Niche, like the niche that doesn't really matter. It's like you have like those 3 things to to succeed like in your over here on ads on YouTube in a sense like that.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's great to hear. So yeah, that's we mainly just wanted to go over some of like framework for structuring your ads. So as Kim has said, with Adsvisor, they work with a lot of clients and they've found success in different niches. So this is a great framework to follow. And Kim, if anyone wanted to look you guys up or get in touch with you, where would they go?
So they can go to adsvisor.com. So that's adsvisore.com.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll throw a link to that. It'll be in the description or on the blog if you're watching it there. And yeah, Kim, did you have anything else you wanted to add, or is there any big projects or anything you're looking forward to as we finish this year or going into next year?
I'm looking forward to 2020 for YouTube, because of course, so Q4 is a great quarter for e-commerce businesses. The Q1 and Q2 are great for coaching and consulting. if you're a coach or like you're an expert who wants to to really scale up into next year, I advise you to to get on YouTube, right? Get on like the first of next year, right? The first of January, you want to get on there, launch your ads, because again, everyone's trying to reform themselves for the new year. Thus, right, they'll invest in coaching and courses to do so. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, that totally makes sense. Q4 being a good time for e-commerce, like with the holidays, people buying gifts for each other, or just that's when all the deals get run. So it's like, oh, I want to get this, but then starting the new year out, coaching or consulting or kind of self-help programs or stuff like that. That's really good in the beginning of the year. That totally makes sense. That's cool. Well, yeah, that was about all we had, everyone. Kim, thanks for coming on. Maybe we can do a fourth interview sometime as well down the road once we start Q1 or something next year. But yeah, thanks for coming on, and yeah, happy New Year, almost that time. All right, bye.